are now here today with my man and my co-host, Anthony Toma, and a good friend and longtime friend, Dawn Pullis, who is from Statefarm Agency. She's got her own offices. One's based out of Troy, one is based out of Allen Park, to be able to serve the greater community. Dawn's here today to talk about a few things, and we want to give her credit because a few things in her life that she's going to speak on. One being that she beat ovarian cancer at an early age, which many didn't even know what it was at the age she had it at. And the other thing was she did also overcome breast cancer. Did go through with a lot more than we would expect, and I'll let her get into that. And has these 3 beautiful children that she actually adopted, and we'll explain that too as well. And let's get into it today. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Awesome to have you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Good to see you after all these years.
Yes,
good to see where you are today. You know,
yes,
it's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having this show. This is a beautiful thing you're doing for our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's get into it. So you want to choose to talk about your business and stuff. Let's talk about how you get into that, and then we'll go into your personal life from there.
Absolutely. So just a quick background on me. I grew up in Oak Park. I went to Wayne State Business School. I had
Oak Park.
Oak Park, like 9 in Scotia area.
Yeah,
9 in Scotia. I was Oak Park Boulevard in Morton.
Oh yeah. Oh, we grew up on Morton, but
Key.
close to. Okay, very cool. So we went to Lessinger. So went to Wayne State Business School. I got business management degree, and I got a job at Enterprise Rent-A-Car as a manager, and it was wonderful. But as Chaldeans, I put in so many hours in my 20s, I felt like I was losing myself, and stepped away from that and found State Farm with, a beautiful company with good values, work-life balance. I was 30 at the time.
Was that?
Good question. 08. So I was 30. So I met my husband, got married, became a homeowner. All of a sudden, I had balance in my life with State Farm. I employ my brother and my sister, and I have a team of 10 people. I have 2 offices, 5 at each location, but I get to work with my family, and we have a lot of flexibility. So when I adopted my children, I needed to take an unexpected, we were on a list, and you get a call one day.
Sure.
When you take an unexpected maternity leave, thank you God, I'm my own business owner at a company that values something like this, where I could just say, I'm leaving for a few months, I'll be back, and so State Farm has been wonderful for me, a beautiful company. We help so many people. Of course, everybody knows us for selling auto insurance and homeowners insurance, and we're so happy to help with that. And
now you're the boss of yourself.
You got
it. Yeah.
You got it. So I have a team of 5 people at each location, and I am the boss. I own it. State Farm is the logo and the name and the brand, but I'm the one that pays payroll and the rent, and you got it.
Why is 5 the magic number?
It's not. It could be 3 at each location. For me...
Could it be 10?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it could be. So for me, I want my customers taken care of, and I want people out there finding us new customers, to show them the value. So it's a wonderful, I'm so blessed. I feel very blessed. I'll tell you this even. Every time I adopted, State Farm gives me a little money back to do that. There's so many benefits.
Oh, wow.
It's such a nice company,
Yeah. So what was the experience, the transition from working with a company to being an owner of a company?
Yeah.
That's usually it's a big change.
I'll tell you this, Junior. If I did not have my experience at Enterprise, working as hard as I did and moving up, I was getting promoted. I was one of the first women area managers they ever had, and I did it in under 4 years, which was unheard of to become an area manager.
And a Chaldean woman.
And a Chaldean woman, a minority, you got it. So when for me, it was the transition of, I guess still now as a business owner, the world is on my shoulders. It's different. I'm not working for somebody else, and now there's just more pride, I would say. Of course, I worked very hard, and I had, I was proud of what I did, and I was a role model to a lot of people over there. But for me, I felt like I was losing myself, and here now I can bring so much to so many people.
Sure. You go from Enterprise to this. Enterprise, you're working for somebody.
You got it.
Putting your 40 hours or whatever it is a week, you're
80.
done, you go home.
It was 80.
I know.
Yeah. Back then, there wasn't such strict
you got
law,
it.
labor
well, you were a
laws.
manager. They were like, we don't care about your salary.
Yeah. And they would hook you up, right?
You got it.
So the transition to go from you're working with a car company, okay, to now things provided for cars.
You got it.
Right? Your insurance and other things. So
yes.
What was like the first step to be able to get to that? Because you're now, like you said, I got to own.
You got it.
It's a different world.
I needed money set aside. And thank goodness I made good money and I had it set aside. And luckily, actually, the experience of that
Of course.
led State Farm to say, oh, we will definitely hire this woman.
Just curious this. So what age were you at Enterprise first?
22.
And how much were you making a year?
Like $100,000. And let me tell you this.
22 years old?
And that was until, and I should say this. I started as a trainee, it was like $29,000, but then I started earning, every promotion I got commission off of every car that we rented. Imagine.
Okay. Mark just walked out. He's going to go
and
apply
then,
at
as a branch manager, I got a free car, free gas card. The gas card when I left.
Mind you, what age she told you this?
22,
yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. So right now it's probably worth double I'm just.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But she was just.
It was, you know what? And I'll say this. So yeah, I moved up the ranks. I hit that 6-figure paycheck.
Yep.
All I did was work. I really felt no balance in my life. My family didn't see me. It was hard, and I missed them, and I miss, everybody was getting married around me.
Yeah.
And I will say this a little bit back to that. We talked about my ovarian cancer.
Yep.
I found that out at 21. It had been when
That's young.
It was young. So it was a shock. It was just, I felt pain. And this is what we found out. And we found out it had been growing for 2 years. No symptoms, no indication until it was too late. I had to have my ovaries removed. That was where we were at. So the reason I worked so hard, it was hard within our community to date a Chaldean girl, not a lot of Chaldean guys.
No, in her case,
to be dated.
To be dated as a Chaldean woman.
Right, gotcha.
It's not just you. Listen, I still face it to this day.
Okay.
That's understood.
Yeah.
It's just some understand to overcome it and will fight with you. And
yes.
Because to be honest with you, what people don't understand, I don't want to get off subject off this because we'll get to this, but just so we'll get back. But so what people don't understand is because you're married in healthy, that doesn't mean that a year or two it's going to stay that way. So do you leave them 2 years later after you've married them?
No
Which
way.
I've had circumstances in County Kingdoms that have done that to people, but it's wrong. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like just because it's not happening beforehand, the chance of it not happening after it's still likely.
That's right.
So I understand what you're saying in that.
So it led me to work very hard, very many hours happily. Then one day I said, I want more in my life. Now I go to mass. Like, I didn't do anything before. I felt like I just worked and slept. Now I have such a balance in my life. It's so beautiful. So anyways, that hard work led me to open up my own office.
Can I ask you something about that before that? You were making that kind of money at that age. That's a lot of money to amass at one time.
You got it.
I was at your point at one time. I didn't know what to do at 23, 24 years old, making over $100,000 a year. And it's like, shit. Spend.
Junior, I helped my family as much as I could help them. I did. If a bill came in, I tried to sneak it before my parents saw it and pay it. Like, I really wanted.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I wanted to help them as much as I could. And then I had a team of people, about 40 people, because I had 8 branches. So I had a team of about 40 people. So I would spend on, dinners. Let's go out to dinner and let me coach you on this. And I was always working. It was always just for that.
But you paid the dues out of your own.
You got it.
Well, you couldn't expense that?
I probably could some of it, but
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
a lot of it went to other people.
Sure.
So
sure. I completely understand. You just sometimes when you get that kind of money and then
if somebody would have, talked to me about investing at that age, who knows?
Well, let's lead into it. So you got to the point of this here, and now you've got your first office up and running.
Yes. So 2008. I went to go work for an agent to see if this is really what I wanted to do.
Yep.
Within a year, I knew. I started their program. They hired me.
Prior to that, though, let's go to. Don't you have to have like some courses or classes that you have to be licensed?
Absolutely. Sorry.
Because there's a little journey that gets to that, right?
That's true. And luckily, in Michigan, it's not a very long journey.
Okay.
So you can take college courses, or truly, you can go to a place and take a 3-day class and pass a state exam.
Gotcha.
That's very important. So the 3-day class is one thing. Luckily, there's classes in the area where their whole goal is to get you to pass the state exam.
Okay.
So I did that on my own before even State Farm hired me, which is unheard of. They loved me. They couldn't believe that I did that on my own.
That's great.
But I had my brother and my sister. My brother wanted to be a chiropractor.
And who's your brother?
Thomas Shawnee.
Okay.
And my sister Holly Fetchu now, she used to be Holly Shawnee. She was a pharmacy tech for a long time. and did not want to be a pharmacist. So I said, you guys, can I steal you from your prospective careers? I want to open this business. And my family came with me. That gives me, so much confidence. And actually my customers, they love that. If you're not going to take care of your own family, how am I going to know you're going to take care of me, right? So I take care of my family. So I have 2 out of my 3 siblings that work for me. Lynn, the baby, is a PA, and she's beautiful and single, gentlemen. If anybody knows anybody, she's 30.
How old?
31. She's beautiful.
Do I count?
She's a PA.
Do I count?
Yes, I'll bring you over to the house.
Okay.
So she will hate me for doing that. Sorry.
Don't throw anything out the window, Jimmy.
Yeah. She will hate me for doing that. But anyway, she is in the medical field. She does not want to sell insurance with us.
Good for her.
Yes.
Good for her.
Yes.
And so you got the 2 with you?
Yes.
Do they have to go through training
They
too?
did.
Okay.
So we did it together every day.
Okay.
Studied. Passed the exams together. That was a
Are
beautiful
they your
accomplishment.
partners or?
Nope.
Okay.
It's not exactly like that. They can go open their own, but we put so much heart into the build-up and the startup. They that's not something they'd like to do again.
I gotcha. Smart
We've
people.
talked about it. So, I mean, again, I take.
They're going to take your enterprise job.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do.
They don't want that. They see what I went through,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's hilarious.
So, what else? Yeah, so I get to employ my siblings, which is so much fun. We're all got married and moved out of the house, but we get to see each other at the office.
Yeah, that's
so it's cool, yeah.
So you open up your first office?
Yes, we did all the licensing we had to do. I had I didn't need a ton of finances. State Farm helped a little bit with it.
Okay.
But I had enough to find a location and pay the lease and rent and buy furniture and we did all that, hire people. So
What's the makeup of an office? Like how big is an office?
yeah, it's not too big. I have a 1,500 square foot office in Troy. My
is it in a standalone building?
it's like next to Nino Salvaggio. It's a office complex. There's a chiropractor next door and a law
Gotcha.
office.
Good traffic
Yeah.
flow.
And then people don't usually walk in.
It's so rare.
Rare, yeah.
I'll tell you this, actually. In Troy, it's rare. I have to beg people to walk in. If I want to meet with my clients, I'll go to your work. I'll go to your house.
Really?
In Allen Park, people love to walk in.
Oh yeah.
They love it. So
That's awesome.
the phone barely rings, but if somebody
Wait,
wants
why would you not? Just curious. I mean, it sounds like but why would you not walk? Why don't
They just
people,
they're busy.
Is it all over the phone? Everything.
A lot's over the phone. So if I want to meet with my customers and find out their needs, I tell them, let me come to you. I'll come to your work at lunch. I'll come to your house after work. Saturdays, it doesn't matter. I want to meet with my customers, and we have probably 2,000 families in Troy, the same in Allen Park. So it's important to us. That's the only way I'm going to find out if there's anything you're missing. I want to protect what you have, and I want to make sure I can help you grow what you have.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's the extra care I think we a lot of us give in our businesses.
Oh yeah. Gotcha.
That one extra step in there.
Yes.
So you said we're getting back to the 5 and 5 and expansion. So an agent can sign up with you or be employed by you,
Yes.
and then they're base versus commission or base plus commission.
Base plus commission.
So the better they do,
The more they
they
make.
make.
And the
The
more-
more hours they put in,
You
the
got it.
more they make.
You got
the
it.
more appointments they see, the more they make. So,
Absolutely.
So you could potentially take on another 20 people.
No problem.
Like if they so anyone that wanted to
Yeah.
get into the insurance game and have their hand held.
I would
can
love
come
to help
you,
with that. I
and
would
you
love
help.
to help
Okay,
with that.
so
And I'll
anyone
tell
out
you-
there,
Yes,
that
and I'll
wants
tell you,
to-
State Farm is a
pitch 'em,
beautiful
you tell 'em-
company.
You tell them
Yeah.
why the hell they should come to you to
I'm
be an
going to tell
insurance
you,
agent.
yeah, come and be an agent with me. State Farm is a beautiful, they're constantly looking for agents. There's a lot of people who started this business, it opened in 1922. There's a lot of people retiring every year, and they're always looking for solid people, and I know our people are solid people,
Yeah.
so I can help with that journey. It's
question.
a wonderful journey.
What about somebody says, you know what, hey Don, I'm looking to want to open up. Are you opposed to partnering with another? Are you able to partner in these?
No, yeah. So we're captive agents. We're into, we're separate in that regard. But I would be happy to maybe share a building. But you'd have your own book of business.
But so as a State Farm, you said you're in Allen Park
Yeah, I have an Allen Park office.
and Troy.
Yes.
So you have an Allen Park and Troy. Can someone from your Troy office go in the Allen Park area?
No problem.
Okay.
So
So you can-
we get our licenses for the whole state. I have customers in
Gotcha.
Traverse City.
Yep.
So they coexist with
Absolutely.
both locations.
So all I can sign up as an agent, pass the test.
Yes.
You'll show me how to do all that.
Yes.
And then I just go to all my family and friends, no matter where they live, no matter where they are.
The whole state of Michigan, we are licensed for.
All of my reach on social,
So
anyone and everyone.
Yes.
What's the point then of the office then? If you know what I'm saying, like what?
So it's rare. Actually, this is a very new concept for State Farm.
Yep.
They see an agent who has good business practices and is doing things the right way.
Right.
I'm not selling to get a sale. I'm meeting with my customers and finding out their needs and helping them. That's it. I'm helping my customers. They see somebody who's doing just good business practices. We had a woman in Allen Park retire after over 30 years. They didn't want to hire a new person for that specific location. Dawn, please. And for me, I had team members who worked in Allen Park, lived in Allen Park. It was a good fit for us. It was a good fit. I could have opened one in, Oakland Township, but it was just, that was a good fit for us.
So the point really of the office is probably for hiring, training, interviewing agents.
And yes, turning...
And paperwork. And
having your filing and all that.
Just a little more...
A base.
You got it.
A home base, yeah.
You got it. A little more...
So really, somebody can get away with a freaking 500, 700 square foot property.
You got it.
I can open an office right here.
They could,
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's kind of cool because if you think about it, it's not a high overhead to walk in to start business.
Yeah,
that could reap a lot of rewards.
We get renewals every year.
You have to be proven.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So they give you a 1-year probation period, and that's a very stressful time in your life.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And if they love you, you have a permanent contract.
Wow.
You can't lose it unless you do something unethical, immoral, illegal. But
give us some of the things that you got away with. No, I'm kidding.
Can you imagine? But I mean, the number one thing that you can get fired for is stealing money, right? So
Right.
Customer comes in and pays, and So no, they love you. You get a permanent contract. They don't love you. They separate.
Good.
All right. Well, we'll talk
the way it
two
should
things.
be.
We'll talk two things here so we can elaborate more on your day to day.
Of course.
How are you drawing business day in, day out? Since it's not a walk-in.
No, very good.
What do you
State Farm helps a lot with that.
Okay.
So we've partnered with companies that keep me high, search engine optimization, keep me high up on when somebody Googles auto insurance in Troy, Allen Park, that.
Is that one guy's voice in your head all the time? The guy from the commercial, State Farm, the African American gentleman, isn't it?
That's Allstate, Junior.
Or I'm saying Allstate. Holy cow! Or wait.
So that's okay.
Okay.
We're the
State
good.
Farm's
the crazy
mayhem,
guy.
right?
Nope, that's Allstate too. Thank you guys.
That's Allstate. Yeah, let's say.
So no,
so we're gonna have Allstate on here now.
We have Aaron Rodgers and the agent.
Aaron
Rodgers and Cheryl Shushan.
Yes, the sports agent, and now you got two agents.
Yes, that's right.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
Yes. So no, we went from the good neighbor to we help life go right.
Got you.
We help life go right. So what else were we talking about?
Yeah, so in regards to the office itself, so marketing in general.
So yeah, I have somebody helping me with the digital space, okay? So I even have, when you go pump gas, I have commercials at the gas stations.
Really?
I do a lot of things.
Nice.
Direct mail, they help me.
Are we going to see you on a side of a bus like Jumana?
You could. Like
we want to see. We want to see what do you mean. Dawn.
Yeah, exactly.
And then at the end is her pretty picture right
Yes, there you go. I know, my little picture does that. So I do a lot of different things. I do direct mail, so you get the letter to the home, and State Farm has a psychology behind it. They send it out 6 different times. Some will be postcards, some will be this kind of letter shaped like this. So in a 6-month period, you'll have to renew at some point.
Sure.
So in the beginning, you might just throw it in the garbage, and then one day you'll go, this one up. She keeps sending this. So I do the direct mail. We buy internet leads too, which means somebody might go online and fill out a form that they want to be contacted, and I'll get an email, and we do that.
And so who's working all these leads?
Yeah, my beautiful team. Thank God for my team. They're,
they're shout some of them out.
Sure, Iris, Patrick. Patrick's our brother from another mother. He's been with me from day one, just like Thomas and Holly.
Hey, Patrick.
What up, buddy?
Right.
We know you without even knowing you.
Right.
We miss you,
Dara,
man.
Mark, Steven. Steven was a personal trainer. He was into physical fitness, and I stole him from that industry, and he sells insurance now and does a beautiful job.
Possibly with any of the Shawnee family, possibly, or with
No, he was So
All
I
right.
stole him from someplace else.
Okay.
So we have a wonderful team. You guys will love them. Call them, please. Let them talk to you. Yeah, they're beautiful.
And this team handles, just so by conception, we've always think insurance is car insurance, home insurance, right?
We handle so much more than that.
Okay,
Let's
so
tell us about
let's tell us about it. So the standard is there: your car insurance, your home insurance.
Beautiful.
Right?
Okay, we've covered your car, we've covered your home. The next thing for
Renters or
absolutely. The next thing for us that's the most popular, Junior, it's called a personal liability umbrella. So I don't know if you've heard of this, but the umbrella follows you everywhere you go. If somebody sues you,
Yep.
you got it, just like an umbrella.
Yes. Raining.
If you, God
Never
forbid,
rains.
get in a car accident and hurt someone else and they try to sue you, you have so much liability on your car insurance. An umbrella is an extra $1 million. It can go from $1 million to $10 million. This policy is, we're talking a couple of $100s a year to get so much coverage. So it covers you for your home. If somebody falls on your property and tries to say you were negligent somehow and sues you, the umbrella covers you in that aspect too. So that's a very easy, very popular policy. One of my favorites because it's inexpensive and it does a lot for you. Then the next one that's our most popular would be life insurance. And for me, when I talk to my own community, my Chaldean community...
Well, I just want to stop you before you... Let's go back one step, and I want to tell you, then we'll go into the life.
Go for it.
Why it's so important.
Before you start, I just want you to look back and see your name in lights.
Yeah, look at that.
Let's look.
Look at you, girl.
Stop, guys.
Ooh,
Stop.
Yes, sir. So...
I never thought it would happen.
You're done. Who would you like to thank?
Yes,
like to thank the Academy?
People, yes.
So, the umbrella that she's talking about, okay? Why that it can extend to be something important. I didn't touch about certain aspects of from when I got into my car accident, the problems that can occur.
Right.
I never got into that, but now it's a perfect time too. When I left from here, Neil had signed the U-Haul truck under his name.
Oh, jeez.
We already know where this is going.
Yeah.
It went when I tell you guys, it took me almost 7 years to get my name back in the books. The day that accident happened, let me tell you what I got charged for. The truck that flipped over, I got charged $18,000 for that U-Haul truck. I got charged for every hospital bill, every airlift and everything. The airlift alone was $12,000. Okay?
Stop it.
Listen, by the time I got home, I was $120,000 in debt from everything that occurred. I even got sued by the state of Illinois for the wall.
Guardrail?
That's exactly it.
Jesus.
The median, the guardrail, and all that cost me $4,000 that I had to pay as part of that.
Are you saying?
I had zero insurance at the time for this.
See.
I was in transition to go from one job
state to another
state and moving to St. Louis. Now I was going to get
jobs too.
Sunday night, everything was already gone. Monday morning, I was going to refresh and go fire everything away there. Not that I moved there, right?
Yes.
Nothing. So if
what
anybody,
bad timing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's not just bad timing. It's the little amount of what you said to protect can go so far that it just covers it. It took me 3 years to go through. Let me tell you how I had to do it, and just so that maybe the viewers, if they ever run into circumstance, we had to go through because my driver's license was still under my mom and dad's. The home address was still under the home address. We used the home insurance to say that I was still living there because I was just on my way. I was like still somewhat living there, halfway out of SAS.
Yes.
But we took the insurance from there, and they paid all the bills off of that insurance.
Goodness.
So they covered majority, but at that time you still have accumulative things that weren't there, But again, so. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just wanted to let people know why certain things like that can be so important for those. So
it's so important.
And
just
then
pay your insurance bill. Keep it active.
And now let's talk about the life insurance as you're getting into stuff like that.
Yes, so it's a simple thing. Again, it's one of those things that can be very inexpensive that goes a long way. I find when I talk about life insurance in our own community, my pushback that I get from our people is somebody's going to take care of my family. If something happens to me, somebody's going to look out for these kids. Somebody will look out.
Yeah,
it's hard now. Now I see GoFundMe pages to raise money just for the funeral. The funeral itself is $10,000 these days. So I've bought beautiful policies even for my infant children when they were born to make sure that they've got cash value to pull from to use as adults.
Talk about how much cash actually that value is going to be, because it's substantial.
What do you put down and what?
You got it. So I'll tell you what I did for them. People can do so many different things. I'll tell you what I did for them. But the thing about whole life insurance, it's guaranteed. It doesn't matter what the market does. It's guaranteed money. So I happen to buy a policy. We have a whole life policy that you only have to pay for 10 years.
Okay.
I put $10,000 a year into each of my kids' policies for 10 years.
Okay.
At the end of that, I've put in $100,000 each.
That's 10 to each, so they know that. So you're putting in 30 a year total.
I mean, I only did it for Evelyn when I had one kid. Now I have 3, so everybody gets the same policy. So I put in $10,000 a year. So at the end of 10 years, yes, I'll have put in
$300,000.
You got it. Now, each policy. So let's just talk about one at a time. So I put in $100,000 into one policy. The death benefit when you buy it young is like over $1 million.
So just how does that work? So that means if in case Dawn passed everything, God forbid, or
if Evelyn passed, say my baby passed away.
Okay.
If she passed away, God forbid, if she passed away, I would get $1.3 million. and this is what I tell people, I'm not buying a policy. I do not expect her to pass away. This is not why I bought it. But God forbid if she did, how long would it take me to get out of bed?
Right.
I will never be the same. If that perfect child, something happens to her, and I cry every time I talk about this, I will not get out of bed for a very long time. So anyways, okay.
Yep.
So I bought the policy for the cash value, because what I put into it, now I can buy a policy that doesn't stop after 10 years. I can keep putting in for her whole life, but I just want to do it till she's 10. And then at that point, the cash value is well over 100,000. Say it's 125,000.
Yep.
I leave it alone for 10 years. Now we're going into $250,000. So it keeps going. It keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
When she's of retirement age, she can use some of that money to supplement her retirement.
Yep.
She has it before, God forbid she ever gets cancer.
But
God
if you're
forbid,
talking about retirement age, you're talking about $1 million, right?
she will have so much money in cash value when she wants to retire.
That's just off of what she's done for
What
her
I've done.
future.
The first
You got it.
100,000.
Yeah, that's that first
That's all
100,000
I
taking
did.
her to
And
be
the
able-
policy lives on. The $1 million will grow. The cash value will grow. She's not going to have to go ask people for loans and check her credit. If she needs money, there's going to be cash in there she can pull from for college, for books, for
and God forbid you become a little sick yourself at a certain time older, and now she's not searching to take care of mom. She's got her own bills to be, her own money to take care of her mom's bills.
Listen, and when she gets married and something happens to her, this money will be there for her children.
Yes.
I took care of my grandkids with this.
I like that. I have a there's the 5 something, the one that they do
529.
529. Okay, so I didn't choose to do 529. I have 2 godddaughters. I don't have kids. I didn't do the 529. You familiar with the 529?
Yeah.
Yep. So 529. The disadvantage is they've got to use it for school and stuff. It has to be. And if they're not, so I banked it that these 2 are going to be so smart they're going to have scholarships. That was my mentality.
Of course.
So I went for the more aggressive, the money market one.
Okay.
And I've got the money in there. It's simple. I put in 100
and that
each.
way, you don't have to earmark it just for education. That way they can
That's
use
exactly what it was. I said by the
Yes.
time they turn 18, 19, they can either use it for a car, they can use it for a apartment,
Yes.
or whatever they need, it's there for them.
Uncle Junior looked out for them. That's nice.
So that's what we're doing right now with it.
No, it's good.
You were going to say...
Sorry.
Nothing. I was just thinking about the
since you have kids, the thought
Yeah,
process.
yeah. Well, that part of it was not what it was. I was going to make a joke about Bernie Sanders, the cash value of what they would be if Bernie Sanders was the president.
Oh, can you imagine?
It would be like $1,200.
Oh, really?
Socialism.
Yeah, socialism.
So I don't follow it. You know what I'm saying? I just know that I'm supposed to make money every day and support somebody with it. Myself and whoever around me.
Yes.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah,
but I wish... To what she's done, we didn't have that advantage.
I didn't have that. My parents didn't know any better.
We grew up together.
You
know
got
what I'm
it.
saying?
We grew up together.
Listen, they were more scolding us, get your ass home.
That's
That's what it was. That's all it was. There was no other in between. No, take your pot to do this with her. None of that. That's why I was asking you back originally.
Yes.
What did you do with that 100+ a year you were making? Because you taught yourself to get to this, and you're teaching them.
And truly, State Farm, the education of. When I had to prepare to become an agent, I went to Bloomington, Illinois. I did, live there for 6 months. And wow, like the financial, investments that we can do.
Yep.
Yeah,
It opened my eyes.
Tool. Insurance is an investment tool.
Very
Yes.
good.
Yeah. Yes.
Very
And
good.
then-
And I also do actually invest for your retirement. I can help you with Roth IRAs. Like we do all that. It's a one-stop shop. I can do mortgages, believe it or not. So
Really?
I finance cars for people all the time.
Wow.
So So we
cook?
I can cook.
Cook too.
Listen, man.
What
And
the-
Look at the
heck?
So out of 24 hours a day, she gets 20 in for work,
Yeah, right.
3 with the kids, and 1 to sleep.
I was going to say, sleep
That's
is
it.
not in there.
Sleep is only 1 hour out of that the whole
For
time.
5 months now, I've not slept very well.
That's it.
So let's talk about these 3 beautiful.
Well, I'll say real quick.
go
So I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Yeah.
Just so the viewers know about this,
Yes.
because so they don't feel like they have to be succumbed to. I got to put 10,000
No,
in a year.
no.
Tell them
Okay,
about.
good
Besides whole, there's
12,000. Oh, term is
term.
$15 a month, $20 a
Exactly.
month. But listen, you can't buy a term on a kid.
Yes.
You can't.
Term
do
for
that.
yourself is more
Yes.
anything. For you to
Yes.
protect it, you get the pot of the
Just
kids.
for the unexpected. And I'll tell you this. Just for the unexpected, buy a 20-year term, pay $20 a month. If something happens to you, your kids get $1 million or $500,000, whatever you choose.
You just never get the money you put in back.
Yes, it's the most selfless thing you can do. You're
Yes.
looking out for your people, your family, but don't assume
You gotta put
somebody
all-
else is going to take care of your family if that happens.
Yeah.
And we all know life can change in 1 second.
Yeah.
So just have a policy.
So you're saying for $15 a month, you can insure yourself for $1 million?
I can insure myself maybe for $500,000. You
For
have to be
$500,000?
young enough and healthy enough. You have to
so
qualify.
about $30.
You got it.
That's $1 million?
Perfect, yes.
How about $45?
Yeah.
And it just keeps going up?
You got it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's whatever you're putting in.
You got
it depends, but the thing is, the difference is
you just never get it back.
You never get it back. Whole stays there to accrue.
Sure, that's real insurance. The other one's an investment.
You got it. Listen, if you're say like just for example, you're 25, you're perfectly healthy. $30 for $1 million, no problem. If you're coming to me at 65 and wanting to do that, we're talking $500 a month. You know?
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
So get it when you're young and healthy, and you don't need it. Don't get it when. I get phone calls for life insurance when somebody gets diagnosed with cancer. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, no.
It's not going to happen. So yeah.
Understood. So all this you've done. You've amassed two businesses.
Yes.
You've got great accolades on you, like from where you worked and where you are today and stuff like that.
Thank you.
So because of what you faced when you were younger,
yes,
you had your situation of ovarian cancer. You said your ovary.
Breast.
I'm sorry. No, your
my ovaries were removed.
Ovaries were removed first, and then the breasts were removed. Usually in that manner, somewhere pre all this, women or men are able to freeze.
Yes.
Whether egg, sperm, whatever it is.
It was too late for me.
Okay.
It was too late for me. So, ovarian cancer is the silent killer.
Mm-hmm.
It grew inside me for 2 years. I never had a clue.
Anything you can tell the women to see pre-diagnosis?
Absolutely.
Or anything like
So I'll tell you this. I was 21. I was so young. The doctors were so baffled. They decided to get me a genetic test to find out what happened. It turns out I was positive for BRCA. And, Angelina had it, Christina Applegate, so some celebrities made it famous. But BRCA, it's breast cancer, BRCA. So it turns out I had this gene mutation that could predict that I was definitely going to get breast cancer.
Wow.
My mom's mom died of ovarian cancer at 58. My mom got it at 60. Thank God she, beat it.
Good.
She's doing beautifully right now.
Good for her.
I lost a cousin at 49 to ovarian cancer. So it was in our family, and they said, with your family history, with you having this gene mutation, you're going to get breast cancer 100%.
And how do you, that wasn't common. You went digging deep into your history of your family, right?
They suggested it, and I said, why not? I would want to know.
Yes.
Because here's the thing. So once I found out, knowledge is power. I knew what to do with it. So they recommended a double mastectomy to save my life.
Yep.
I was so young, that was too much to handle.
Yep.
I said, let's wait and see if I get married.
Yep.
And so, yes, I met my husband at 30. I warned him that I would do this someday. Mm-hmm. Well, I can only say that this is the Holy Spirit. When I was about 37, the urge to do it was strong. I couldn't think about doing anything else for a while except having that surgery done. So, they told me at 22, 23 that I had that. And finally, at 37, I could not wait any longer. I discussed it with my husband. I do the surgery. They tested the tissue. Turns out I was starting to have breast cancer.
Wow.
I just beat it. I said, God is my best friend. I was saved from the ovarian cancer. I did not die early. And then later, I caught it just before I needed chemo both times. It was just a miracle.
Blessings on blessings.
Blessings on blessings. And I'll tell you this, that was 2015. I did 2 surgeries, one for the mastectomies, one to reconstruct. When the doctor gave me the green light he said, your restrictions are done, your recovery, you're back to normal. It was the last day of 2015. I was already in the adoption process and I had stopped it. I said, I got to handle myself. I got to take care of myself. The day he told me, you're clear. I called the adoption agency to start everything back up. I said, start it up for January 1st of 2016. My daughter was born January 1st of 2016.
Wow.
So when I was able to accept her, God put her right in my arms.
Wow. God bless. And this is your daughter.
That's Evelyn.
Yep.
Yes.
And she's how old now?
She will be 4 January 1st.
Awesome. She's a Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn.
Listen, and she's sassy. Are you sassy?
And sometimes Anthony can tell me, he'll shut me down with a text, but I think I can be.
She's sassy. I'm telling you, we're having a Spider-Man birthday party.
God
She
bless.
is,
really?
Awesome.
She is a superhero.
That is beautiful.
Yes.
That is beautiful.
So that's my perfect daughter. And then we went back on the list. We waited and waited and waited. And then we got a call July 1st that we have twin sons that were born.
Beautiful.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Okay, so
was it a surprise?
Yes, I did not expect twins. I shouldn't say I didn't want twins. I was open to multiple births. That would have been fine. A woman, 29 years old. We went through an adoption agency, Bethany Christian Services. We fill out all their paperwork. We give them all the money that they need,
Yeah.
And they put us on a list, and we said, we had criteria. We didn't want a baby born to a mom who was a drug addict. That was very important to us. If I could get pregnant, I would not do drugs. Okay?
Yeah.
But believe it or not, there's a lot that happens, and we get those calls. The way it works when you apply, they'll say, would you consider a baby born to drugs? You can say yes, no, or I will consider. If you don't say I will consider, if they smoked a cigarette, they won't even call you. So I have to say, so I get everything from she smoked a cigarette and stopped to she's been doing $40 of heroin every day during her pregnancy. We got the range. So we knew what we wanted, and we knew what to say yes or no to. And this woman did not do anything, but she herself had diabetes. So she was too sick to care for herself, let alone twins. And she was unwed, and it's okay. And she went through the agency, and they said, this fits Dawn and Joe's criteria. And they called us, and we said, okay, all right.
That's beautiful.
We will make her.
So we got blessed not once. She got blessed not once, but twice.
Oh, yeah.
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times.
Well, I mean, if you're going to lose sleep, you might as well
To
double
beautiful,
it up, triple
perfect,
it up.
wonderful children. Yes. No, I didn't,
And how old are they?
So 5 months.
5 months. Oh,
July
wow.
1st, they were born on the perfect Chaldean day.
Yeah.
July 1st and January 1st.
Little guys.
I mean, were they not meant to be ours?
Little
What do you
Chaldeans.
mean? They're gonna have a story to say, well, we were born in the barn up North Iraq.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's the funny thing.
And I'll tell you something, you guys always...
They're going to say, how long have you been? When they tell
Yeah.
them, my
Yeah.
birthday,
Birthday,
well, how long have
Yes.
you been here?
Yeah,
how long you been here
July
for?
1st. That's right.
Yeah, man, it's
Yes.
true. So you had these kids.
Yes.
It's I give you a lot of credit. I'm not speaking because I've never been a parent. So I'm an uncle, but that's about it. But there hasn't been many people that I know that have adopted in our community. From
You're
the
right.
people that I do know, you are one of 3 that I know. Frances George McCulley.
Yes.
She has also adopted. We talk all the time about her and her kid, her
Wonderful.
daughter. And Monty Kempash, an old friend,
Okay.
Kempash family. We grew up with. Monty also
Mont.
adopted. Yep,
What up,
big
buddy?
Mont. He adopted somebody as well too.
Beautiful.
I remember too. So it's unique because I hear more stories of who didn't get pregnant versus who was
You
willing
got
to
it.
adopt.
Yes. I didn't want to sit at home and be not a mom.
That's-
Just be sorry for myself. I'm not the type.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm hating this point without having a kid.
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't say the wife.
He said the kid.
I said think I'm just.
We heard
And
it.
I know Anthony can vouch for this. There's a feeling in the world, like how much you love your nieces. There's a
told me.
feeling in the world you've yet to feel.
He said
Yeah.
it to me, and he said it best.
I
never looked at it until the day he said it to me. It woke me up.
Imagine.
He said it's one thing as they loving you as an uncle, but the love that they give to their parents is completely different.
Yeah, just the way so you love your nephew's here and
Yes.
your son is here. You love
Yes.
them equally.
Yes.
Your nephew looks at his dad a certain way, and then your son looks
Yes.
at you a certain way.
Yes.
That's where
Right.
That's when it clicks.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh, when
the
she
love.
started saying
Yeah.
"Mama,"
Oh yeah,
man.
right.
Trust
Oh,
me, my
man.
voice doesn't echo sometimes as loud as Larry's does when I'm yelling at his daughter. Yeah, she's
It
like,
takes a village.
I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as he's up and at him,
Yeah.
she's like, well, I didn't mean to. You know, so well, you know what I'm saying? So I that part I understand, especially
Exactly.
the discipline.
Yes.
What's some of the process that if you just can give some of the people, is it an easy process, a long process?
It's a long process, I'll be honest. So we fill out a form. We went to a seminar. There's several different kinds of adoption. You can do international. We did domestic. We wanted them in the U.S.
Okay.
They were both, actually, she was born at Henry Ford in Detroit. They were born at Hurley Medical Center in Flint.
Nice.
So we were willing to go anywhere in the U.S. You can do international. I wish, of course, we always talk about this. I wish Iraq was one of the countries that would partner with us. They won't. But, they have like Guatemala and Russia. And,
Mm-hmm.
you can do foster care.
that would
So
be kinda
somebody...
cool.
Say it
I
again.
think that would be kind of cool.
Would it be wonderful?
It's been tried to.
It's difficult right now.
To
It's
use
been tried
Iraq?
to sort out, but it's not.
It's
happening.
difficult.
Okay.
So you can do foster care, and I know some Chaldeans who've done that, where the birth parents have already lost their rights. The children are wards of the state, and you're free to adopt them.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is a very, very new one, but you can actually adopt fertilized embryos. You can do. People have donated to adoption agencies, so I just learned about that. So long story short, you pick what kind you want, and then they come to your house and they look for Is the space enough? Do you have smoke detectors?
Yeah.
They looked for a lot of different
security,
things. You got it. They actually, and I'll tell you, so they made us get fingerprinted criminal background checks. They made us get from our doctors. Are they physically able to do this? It's a Christian agency, so they wanted my priest to say, we go to mass, which we do. So they wanted their criteria. We waited and waited. So it took them 6 months from the day I filled out the application to approve us. And then we just waited for the right baby to come along. And, so for us, we filled it out on our 3rd wedding anniversary. That was December. By May, we were approved. By the following May, I wanted to have my surgery. So in that time frame, we were in the number 1 spot. There was maybe 17 families in front of us. And the number doesn't matter. The birth mom, it's all up to her. She looks at these books that we make that tell our story, and she says, I want this family for my baby. But if that never happened, so with us it never happened, we just kept moving up the list.
Yeah.
And when somebody gave birth to somebody that fit our, you got it. Yep. So Evelyn was the right one. I mean, it worked out exactly how it was supposed to. That was my baby.
It's like Match Chaldean, but like you're fitting in personally, just
you got it.
Like
you
instead
got
of
it.
no.
But so you're Chaldean.
Yes.
All Catholic.
Yes.
Your husband comes from a all crazy Catholic
Irish
family.
Yes, he does.
So God sent 3 angels to you to raise
and an Irishman to save her.
Yeah.
An Irishman saved her.
Yeah.
Because she just said she had a tough time in our community. They don't know how to deal with this stuff.
Junior, he did not care. He loved me no matter what. And I even asked him the day before my wedding if he was sure he wanted to marry me. And he did. He's such a good man.
I've known you 23 years of my life. 24 years of my life. I've known, probably 25, I should say. 25 years of my life. You've always been you're straight as an arrow. You've always been...
Thank you.
Clean cut and dapper Dawn. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were wild and stuff and hanging out. Like,
I was a nerd. I was very shy. It took me a long time to find myself.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
And it's not about that you were shy enough, but it's not about a shell you're in. It's just our community makes it tough in certain times and certain situations.
Sure. And I was definitely an anomaly. Like, I was definitely different, right? That's different.
Yes.
And, somebody would have been very brave to marry me, and I understand, but Joe, he's one of 10 kids. He comes from such a big family. It didn't concern him if we couldn't have our own kids. He said, let's give a home to a kid who needs a home.
Joe, you're the man.
Joe, yes, I love you.
You're the man, Joe.
What does Joe do?
He's an electrical engiger for DTE Energy. And no, he can't help you lower your bill.
No, if your power goes out, call Joe at 248.
He will love that. He's a God.
To all you growers out there, you know what I'm saying? He knows you guys.
He does know.
He knows you guys.
Why did their electric bill go up so much?
They're saving lives.
They're saving lives.
But he's a wonderful dad, a good husband. Our anniversary was the other day. I get
happy
flowers. Thank you.
I was going to wish you happy anniversary.
Thank you. Flowers delivered. Yes, he is
December what?
3rd.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
Yes.
It's my anniversary for my mother, and that's the anniversary for that. It's a
special
day.
Life. Yep. It's a special day.
It's a special day.
Yes. So 9 years, and
beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. So I feel so overwhelmed by, like, God's love. I really feel
good.
My life is better than I could have imagined. In my head, I was going to marry some Chaldean guy by 23, 24, and have this many children. This is nothing I could have ever imagined, and I'm just full of joy and just appreciation.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Sure, Anthony, all the viewers,
Thank you.
Speaking for everybody, especially for the fact that you as a Chaldean woman overcame that one problem and just jumped into a business. That's
one
huge.
Problem.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Well, I mean, just the word and say cancer. Let's just say you overcame cancer, whichever stage and however.
That's right.
You overcame that. You jumped over all your hurdles, and here you are today. So I'm proud to call you my friend, and also I'm proud of the business that you are providing to our community.
Do you want to shout anyone out before we go?
Definitely my dad, Mother Shawnee. It's
Hello,
his
Mama.
75th birthday today.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
And thank
Happy
you
birthday
to my mom.
you.
Yes, right?
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Dad. And thank you to my mom and to Sarmiyu, who is taking care of my babies right now so I could be here. God bless you, Mom. Thank you for all you've done for us. And I'll tell you this. You guys always ask this. My parents thought it was very important for us to learn Arabic. It's more universal. They did not teach us Sudath.
Okay.
But how about Nana is teaching the grandkids Sudath?
Oh, yeah.
So Nana in the building.
It will be passed on.
And who's Nana? What's
my
Nana's
mom.
name?
It's Assad.
They're Nana.
Yes, they're Nana.
My kid's Nana.
Right?
Yep. My kids Nana is teaching them Sudeth. All my nieces and nephews are going to learn Sudeth, but we got skipped. But when my customers talk to me in Sudeth, I can answer them back in Arabic.
Yeah.
I just can't. I don't know insurance terms. I have to call my mom for stuff like that. Deductible.
Google it these days.
Yeah.
Either
Google
do they.
Translate.
They don't know insurance terms either, so don't worry about it.
Yes.
So you answered a question that we normally ask on the show here.
Yeah.
And I think you can probably use the same answer, really, because you nailed it on what you had posted years and years back.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, because you were a step ahead of us on the same question.
But I'm grateful to be Chaldean.
Yes.
I feel like we're lucky. Like, how lucky are we that we got born into this group of people? You meet somebody Chaldean, you're meeting family. You know that you're meeting a good person. Like, think about how strong our family connections are, how strong our faith is. Like, we're the best. Like, I'm so proud I'm just so proud to be born Chaldean, that we're Chaldean, our food is excellent. We dress, it's like a beautiful community to be a part of. I'm grateful to be Chaldean, for real.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Well, thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having
sharing
me.
your wonderful story.
Great story. Great
story. Your State Farm business and your children's stories.
And we want to make sure that you guys use her as your future agent.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Don.
Thank you so much, everyone.
We'll see you all next week. Thank